Welcome back. We are getting you visuals from the Nigambodh Ghat, where in a short while from now, the last rites of Dr. Manmohan Singh will be held. The President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, and top leaders of the Congress party are all present, paying their last respects and bidding their farewell to Dr. Manmohan Singh, remembering him for his legacy that he leaves behind. On the screens, also visuals of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as well as the other leaders of the Union Cabinet. My colleague Niyamika is on the broadcast with us. Niyamika, in a short while from now, the last respects, after the political leaders pay their last respects, the mortal remains of Dr. Manmohan Singh will be consigned to flames.
Well, yes, indeed, and that is the reason why the top leaders of the country, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as well as the union ministers, are also being present here at Nigambodh Ghat. I would like to show you the visuals here, that not just the top leaders, but in fact the common man of this country is also waiting patiently outside the Nigambodh Ghat just to get a glimpse of the mortal remains of Dr. Manmohan Singh, as there is a high security alert which is currently here, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also inside, as it is not just about the political parties, because we have seen that the top leaders of the other political parties are also being present here, and that is the reason why we can say that this kind of legacy has been left behind by the late Dr. Manmohan Singh for our country, because his work, his contribution for the growth of this country, for the progress of this country, will always be remembered. And everyone here, whoever is present at Nigambodh Ghat, just wanted to pay their respects, to pay the homage to late to that's why they are also waiting for them to let them go inside, so that they can also pay their respects to Dr. Manmohan Singh, as the top leaders of the Congress party are also being present here, which includes the CPP chairperson Sonia Gandhi, the Congress president Mallikarjun Kharge is also being there in the visuals when the mortal remains of Dr. Manmohan Singh were being brought into Nigambodh Ghat. At that point of time, we have also seen that how Rahul Gandhi was also present at the truck only, as he was the one who has been continuously with the family of Dr. Manmohan Singh. And just in a few minutes from now, when all the leaders who are present here at Nigambodh Ghat, when they will pay their respects, when they will pay their homage to Dr. Manmohan Singh, then the last rites will be performed at Nigambodh Ghat here, and everyone is just waiting for that, so that they can also get a glimpse of the mortal remains of Dr. Manmohan Singh here at Nigambodh Ghat.
Okay, all right. National mourning has also been declared for 7 days. Manmohan Singh will be remembered for the iconic moments in his political career, including that as the finance minister, as well as we've been speaking since morning of the lasting legacy that he will leave behind, more so as the finance minister, because he had brought in economic reforms during the early 90s. And there are several big moments that he will be remembered for, including, of course, the economic reforms that he brought in, as well as the nuclear deal with the US. He himself had admitted that he was a reluctant prime minister, that he was an accidental prime minister and finance minister. But he brought about a lot of changes that will continue to live on as part of his legacy. He had taken several far-reaching decisions that impact our democracy even to this day. He had introduced rural employment schemes guaranteeing livelihood of a minimum of 100 days. He had also brought in right to education and had also introduced Aadhaar to improve the financial inclusion and delivery of welfare benefits to the poor. He had also risked his own government for a deal with the US, signing a historic deal with the US in 2008. Niyamika, take us to the highlights of Dr. Manmohan Singh's career, his political journey that people will always remember him for.
Well, the economic reforms which are being introduced by Dr. Manmohan Singh in the country is one of the examples that how he was a visionary leader of our country, whether it is about his tenure when he was the finance minister or even when he was the prime minister. There are several of the tough decisions which were being taken by Dr. Manmohan Singh at that point of time. As if you remember, then the Indian economy was in shambles at that point of time, and then only it was Dr. Manmohan Singh, when he was the Prime Minister, who had presented the budget which had made a lot of changes in our economy, and that is the only reason why his contribution to make India as the fastest growing economy is very much important to mention here, because now Dr. Manmohan Singh is not just going to be remembered only about whenever there is going to be a talk about the economy of our country, but other important decisions which he had taken is also including the right to education, which he had introduced during the tenure of the UPA. Okay. And not just that, but the manner in which he used to there was such a easy access to approach the Prime Minister at that point of time for the cabinet ministers
people
in the state.
remember him for and continue to pay their tributes for, as they remember how easily accessible he was. Nyamika, I request you to stay with us. We're slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are getting you visuals from the Nigambodh Ghat. Final respects being paid to Dr. Manmohan Singh, the King of Bhutan, also in attendance for the funeral rites. Sonia Gandhi as well as Mallikarjun Kharge are also there in the front row, but also President Draupadi Murmu as well as Prime Minister Modi, as well as members of the Union Cabinet, including the Defence Minister as well as the Union Home Minister. After the political leaders and supporters of Manmohan Singh, those whose lives he has touched, paid their tributes to him, he will be laid to rest with full state honours. His mortal remains being consigned to flames. The visuals that you're seeing on the screens are King of Bhutan exchanging pleasantries with Prime Minister Modi. This is at the Nigambodh Ghat. My colleague Nyamika is on the broadcast with us. Pradeep Datta also with us, and Tejshri as well. Pradeep, we're seeing visuals on the screens of the last rites of Dr. Manmohan Singh being paid, and the King of Bhutan also in attendance for the last rites of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
That indicates one thing, that Manmohan Singh was not only the leader of India, but he had been seen as a statesman by the world over, people world over. That's one of the reasons that you've seen the King of Bhutan among the people here paying homage to former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. And not only that, you can see large number of diplomats and bureaucrats are also present during this ceremony. And a short while back, the gun salute was given, that with full military honor, the last rites of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh is being performed. Manmohan Singh was not an ordinary man, he was an institution in himself. Somebody rightly said, if the hands are corrupt, the money vanishes. And that's what actually P.V. Narasimha Rao knew about it, that when he decided to have Manmohan Singh as the finance minister, he knew that one, Manmohan Singh is not carrying the baggage of politics. Second, that he is a very honest man. So if he is made a finance minister, he's definitely going to change the fate of the country, and exactly the same thing he did, because when he became the finance minister, I still remember that there are several visuals on television. Also, you'll find that many pictures. Manmohan Singh, one, he was not taking any salary as a finance minister. Second, he used to come in an old Maruti car whenever he used to present a budget. So he was not the one who was leading that lavish lifestyle, but he wanted that at least each and every Indian should lead that lavish lifestyle. So he was able to liberalize the economy. And today, if you can see all those brands that are available in India, it's because of then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, because he was able to liberalize policy as a finance minister, and he was able to end that kind of a license raj. And the second thing, I still remember that what I really want to share, I remember that I once got a chance to got a time to interview then Chief Minister Ghulam Nabi Azad. He had given me 8 p.m. time. He asked me to come to his residence. Instead of 8 p.m., he came late in the night. I asked him why you got late. He said Manmohan Singh had asked him to identify land for Kashmiri Hindus who had to abandon in early 90s because of Pak-sponsored terrorism. So I was busy with that. With the help of helicopter, finally I have been able to identify land, and I have to submit a report by late in the evening, and that's why I got late. So that clearly indicated that he was able to understand the problem, because he himself being a refugee, he had to migrate from Pakistan. So he understood the pain of the Kashmiri Hindus well, that what problem they are going through. So what really the home means to them. So because all of them had been put away from home, so he wanted that the flats to be constructed. Finally, the Jakti camp came up in that area. It was because of the Manmohan Singh that flats were constructed for Kashmiri Hindus who were putting up in single room tents in Paloda and other places. So Manmohan Singh was not an economist. Manmohan Singh was the one who wanted to make people stakeholder, because he believed in the idea of democracy, and democracy means good governance, and good governance can only be possible if each and every person becomes a stakeholder. And how he made stakeholder? Because he got a Right to Information Act, and by getting Right to Information Act, he provided power to a common man that they can question government. And he knew that this is going to be a two-edged sword. The double-edged sword is going to be problematic for his government, and he had to face a lot many problems, because people over the period of time, they started using this weapon against Manmohan Singh government only, because with the help of the Right to Information Act, they used to get to know about the scams that were existing. Fine, but Manmohan Singh never ever tried to dilute that Right to Information Act, because he believed in energizing, he believed in empowering, in building capacity of the people. So he wanted the RTA Act to remain the way it was. And we have seen that today, the large number of people, those who could go inside, and those, many of them, thousands of them are standing outside also, those who can't have the glimpse of the leader, because for them, he's a statesman. He's a statesman who will be remembered for years to come. But unfortunately, there had been some kind of a controversy over the memorial, which actually the government has tried to put an end to it by saying that they have already decided to have the piece of land allocated for his memorial.
Absolutely, because the Congress said that would be the perfect tribute for him. On the screens, we are seeing visuals from Nigambodh Ghat. The Congress leaders, including Sonia Gandhi as well as Rahul Gandhi, seen on the screens. Tejshi is also with us. Pradeep, I request you to stay with us. While you were fondly remembering the time that you had, in fact, you had also spoken to Manmohan Singh, to Ghulam Nabi Azad as well, in his interactions with Manmohan Singh. Tejshi, in just a few moments from now, the final rites would be concluded at the Nigambodh Ghat.
Well, absolutely. The final rites would be concluded at Nigambodh Ghat, and in fact on our television screens we could see that Sonia Gandhi could be seen, Rahul Gandhi could be seen, and in fact the family members of Manmohan Singh could also be seen in the frame. And in fact not just that, but you see the leaders Narendra Modi and Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, all of them are present over there during the last rite. And in fact, as we also saw that the prominent leaders are present inside, and not just that, but the supporters of Manmohan Singh, who will be considered now as a statesman. In fact, he has set a benchmark as far as the economical reforms are concerned, and that is why a number of people have also gathered here outside at Nigambodh Ghat. And in fact also remember that we'll also have to see that what happens as far as the memorial is concerned, because Congress has demanded that the memorial should have been built or constructed at a place where the last rites have taken place. However, we'll have to see that as and when the committee will be formed, the land will be allocated, and where the memorial will be constructed of the economical architect of India, our former late Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. And in fact we'll also show you the visuals as to how in fact people have gathered over here outside Nigambodh Ghat.
Okay, all right. Tejshi, stay with us. We are getting the visuals from the Nigambodh Ghat. Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra paying their tributes. The last rites will be taking place with full state honours, and the political leaders have paid their tributes to Dr. Manmohan Singh. remembering him for the contributions that he has made to the country and to the economy, and remembering him for the contributions that he made that are going to continue as part of his legacy. Well, time and again, we've also mentioned a few quotes of Manmohan Singh that will continue to live on, especially his remark where he said history will be kinder. It was in a press conference that he had spoken about the same. His first term as a Prime Minister, though unblemished, in the second, there were several corruption scandals that had come out, and when he was asked about it, he had said that history will be kinder to him. And that's a statement that has come true as many continue to remember him for all the contributions that he has made to India's economy, opening up India's economy. No matter how many times we say it, it's a tribute that will remain synonymous with Dr. Manmohan Singh. Let's go back to Pradeep. In fact, Pradeep, while you mentioned your interaction with Ghulam Nabi Azad, you also interacted with Dr. Manmohan Singh himself. And, one of the traits that many have been speaking about is how accessible he was, how open to questions he always was.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Manmohan Singh was always open to questions and he was accessible also. I still remember that in 2010 he came to Jammu and there he decided to have a press conference, hurried press conference at Technical Airport. And Mr. Khare was his media advisor. Mr. Khare said only 5 questions Manmohan Singh will be taking. From very first question, I started raising my hand that I want to ask a question. But it was only the 5th question which I was finally allowed. And when I asked him a question, because that was the time when many of the scams had started tumbling out of those cupboard of Manmohan Singh government. And people had been questioning that, everybody was questioning that why the Chief Vigilance Commissioner had not been appointed. So I asked him that because Manmohan Singh, is this the coalition dharma that is preventing you from appointing Chief Vigilance Commissioner? I saw that man fumbled, but he responded to my question. He gave me a smile. He never thought that somebody was going to ask him a very straight and direct and pointing question. And here on Times Now, we are known for one thing, that we will be always asking a pointed question. But what is more important is that Manmohan Singh responded to my question, and that became the big headline on that particular day. And everybody started using that quote of Manmohan Singh for about a month together, because that was the time, the 2G scam. Then there was a time when we saw that there was a Commonwealth scam also. Many people started questioning that Manmohan Singh was not able to control all this scam. And that was the time when he said that history is going to be kinder towards him. And today we can see his words are proving prophetic, because history is not kinder, but we can see that he is being remembered as the country's best, one of the best statesmen that has been produced. And what is more important is that there has been no blot on his cloth head, because so far as Manmohan Singh himself is concerned, he had been a very honest man. That's one of the reasons that that time P.V. Narasimha Rao chose, because P.V. Narasimha now knew that if hands are corrupt, the money is going to vanish. But if the hands are honest, the money will be used for the benefit of the people. That is really what happened when he became the finance minister. Each and every penny was used for reviving and restoring a new India, and that we saw with the liberalization policy. And finally, when he became Prime Minister, we saw that till 2008 it was really very good. It was only after 2008 we saw there was some kind of a policy paralysis for which he had to face some kind of a criticism. But so far as Manmohan Singh is concerned, he tried to ensure that that there's a peace, tranquility. Then he tried to ensure that there was a dialogue with the different section of society. He never ever shied away from discussing things, and he was always accessible. Each and every person. I was talking to D. Raja also. He said that there was an ideological difference between the CPIM, who had been providing support from outside during the UPA-1 government. He said despite that Manmohan Singh used to meet him, he never ever lost his civility in any kind of a discussion. He used to listen to them. Many occasions he used to differ with them also, but the important thing was he was listening. And then accordingly the policy used to be devised. So that was the important thing about Manmohan Singh. We saw that during his tenure there was a worst ever attack. That was 26/11 when Mumbai attack took place. India's financial capital was targeted by Pak-sponsored terrorist Lashkar-e-Toiba. 169 people lost their lives. At that time, some people say that Manmohan Singh was too soft towards Pakistan. He did not react and act the way he should have done that, because many people wanted that Pakistan need to be taught lesson. There was a need for surgical strike. But we saw that despite all those things, Congress came to power, because reason being that we have got right now with us. Sir, how you remember Manmohan Singh?
आज आप आए हैं यहाँ पर
कोई पॉलिटिकल डिफरेंसेस हो ही नहीं सकता. डॉक्टर मनमोहन
All right, we'll go back to Pradeep in just a moment. He is also talking to political leaders as they're coming out about how they remember Dr. Manmohan Singh. Mallikarjun Kharge as well as Sonia Gandhi seen individuals speaking and interacting with DK Shivkumar. Congress leaders from across the country have come to the national capital to bid adieu to Dr. Manmohan Singh. Rahul Gandhi as well paying his last respects, his last tributes to Dr. Manmohan Singh. The Prime Minister and several global leaders also participating in the same. In fact, the King of Bhutan coming to the country, coming to the national capital for the funeral rites of Dr. Manmohan Singh. And he will be remembered for the iconic decisions that he took, and the country will forever be indebted to him for the contributions that he made. Tejshri is with us. Tejshri, we are expecting in a few moments from now the funeral will be taking place with full state honours. We're seeing political leaders. We saw the President, the Prime Minister, the Union Cabinet, top leaders of the Congress party as well, paying their tributes to Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Well, absolutely. The last rites will be carried out with full state honours. Nation is already observing 7-day mourning period as announced by the central government. Congress party, in fact, has already cancelled all its meetings, all their events, all their CWC meetings also, and their rallies also that were supposed to be held in Belagavi. And as soon as the leaders came to know, the Congress leaders came to know, Priyanka Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, all of them, Sonia Gandhi rushed here to the national capital, reached Ames, and now, in fact, all of them are over here at Nigambodh Ghat. And in fact, not just that, but we can also see that in the visuals, Prime Minister, Home Minister and Rajnath Singh were also present at the last rites. And in fact, as we were talking about his accessibility, and in fact, he was one of the Prime Minister who himself said that he never hesitated in taking the questions, and he was such a Prime Minister who took the question, who himself in fact has stated this several times, and in fact in several interviews also he stated that while he went on international tours at that particular point of time, also after every international tour he made sure that he interacted with media, and if not interaction, then at least he also ensured that there was a proper meeting. Because remember that as we were also talking about that though he could not be addressed as a hardcore politician, but he was someone who will be known as a reformist, a person who brought reforms, and in fact that is why in fact he was very easily accessible. He was it was very easy to have smooth communications with him, because he was a bureaucrat as well. He was within the system. He knew the system since the time when he was the economic advisor. He has been knowing through he was somebody who was not a politician, and perhaps that was his biggest advantages as well in taking those decisions. Tejshri, request you to stay with us. We're slipping into a